episode of Your Morning Drive. I am Logan. I am your host. Today we are live from the Fireworks Studio in Marietta, Georgia. Before we get into our episode today, few things. Number one, if you enjoy our show here, please make sure you send it to one friend or coworker or family member or ex-spouse, ex-boyfriend, shitty person that lives down the street from you. Send it to somebody, and we would appreciate that very much. If you want to listen, you can send them either a link on Apple or a link on Spotify, or you can send them a link on YouTube to watch as well. If you want to support us more than just listening, you can follow us on the socials. Your Morning Drive is the handle for Instagram and TikTok, where you find clips, announcements, behind the scenes, all of that fun stuff. I mentioned fireworks a few sentences ago. I'm so excited to be here at Fireworks today. They've hosted me for the last several weeks. They're a creative co-working space focused on supporting the local community and uplifting creative entrepreneurs. You can get a free day pass if you use code DRIVE, and you can join this vibrant network. You know, if you work from home, if you're on your own, you're tired of working in your office at home all the time, you can get a free day pass. Just come by, say that you came from me, and you can work here for free for a day. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, but we're running with it. So yeah, code DRIVE, day pass, check them out. You won't regret it. Also, shout out, this is as of the day that today is July 14th. So as of the day that we are recording this, we have a new partner on Your Morning Drive, a new sponsor of Your Morning Drive. Good Days Canned Cocktails. Good Days are a classic cocktail brand created in a convenient, ready-to-drink format to meet the need for quality pre-mixed cocktail on any occasion. The summer is here and good days are ahead. Be the first to try out their canned cocktails by visiting drinkgooddays.com/pages/find us. To find a store near you selling the drinks, of course, you must be 21 or older to consume. Shout out to Good Days. Good days are ahead. My guest today is back for more. She is our favorite mom-fluencer. The previous episode we did together just a couple months ago is my most listened to episode of all time, and the people wanted more. Please welcome back Toneeka Culpepper.
Back, baby.
We are fucking back.
Fucking back.
Let's go. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You're great. Great. Things are great.
Vibing high. Yeah.
Fresh off a wedding last night.
Yeah. Just wait till all your friends are married. Like when you're at my age, it's like your weekends will no longer be consumed by weddings.
I think I have one more friend off the top that needs to get married.
At like 35, it stops. So you got a couple more years of it, but it dies down.
Yeah, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I know. Yeah, I think it's just really one close friend that needs to get. If I get invited to a side wedding here and there, that'll be cool. But it's really just.
Yeah, I literally think I went to my last wedding more than 5 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah. So.
I guess that makes sense.
38. So. Now everybody's on like their second marriage, and you just don't do a big wedding for that usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would never again have a big wedding.
No.
Ever. No.
Would you do like courthouse, or would you do like small backyard?
Like probably both. Like I would probably do like courthouse and no one there.
Yeah.
Except for if we had kids.
Yeah.
Obviously I have a son.
Yeah.
And then maybe like a little like dinner or something like that with like 5 people.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But I would never again spend $20,000 on a day.
No, absolutely not. This is a fun debate in the wedding internet chatter.
Yeah.
For your second marriage, do you do another big bachelorette or bachelor party?
Oh, well, I love any excuse to have a theme.
Right.
Yeah. So I would be down to have like a fun Nashville girls weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like I would deserve that.
Sure. And I mean, even if it's not necessarily a bachelorette trip, but like, hey, let's take a girls trip before
celebrating. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't think I want to get married again, but
you think so?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm still trying to get unmarried. I've been trying to get unmarried for 4 years.
So is it not technically official?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
1 month from today.
It will be?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. So we'll see.
What
Maybe when that dust settles.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just so hard to get unmarried. And so
they definitely make it a chore.
Yeah. So right now I'm like, I'm good on, I think you can like Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell.
Sure.
Yeah. You could just like love me so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just love me forever.
Love me forever. We don't have to have like a legal binding to it.
Yeah. I know a few people that do that.
Yeah. I don't see, the hoopla about it that I once did. But then I'm like, well, don't be so jaded.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, it's easy to say, but who knows? I mean, you might, you never know. You might change your mind.
You never know.
But
I don't know.
as of right now, you are good.
I am good. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was, I'm, got a great son out of it.
Is it a fear? Is it not necessarily a fear? Fear is a strong word, but is it like, I'm not going to get married again, I'm good? Is that coming from like a place of, I don't want to even be presented with the opportunity to have to get unmarried again? Or is it just like, I'm established where I'm at. My son is,
I think I'm just like established. I think it would be really hard to trust somebody with like assets again. That gets messy. So I don't know. I think like uncoupling is really hard when you have things together and all of that. And that would take like a whole lot of like trust and, a whole new situation to kind of see where I'm at with it. Honestly,
it would have to be a whole case by case basis.
Yeah. I don't think it's like a fear of failure keeping me from wanting that again. I think it's just like, now I kind of am on the other side of it. I'm like, a piece of paper doesn't make someone act married or stay married or all of that. Like, it's not that big of a life. I feel like it's like a life, like you gotta get married and then you gotta have kids. Like, it's just what everybody tells you have to do.
The step by steps that society gives you.
Tells you have to do. And it's like, you actually don't need any of that to thrive and be happy and have a fulfilled life and all of that. So I don't feel the same way I used to about it.
That makes sense.
But I just don't know. Maybe once dust settles, I'll have like but I think I'm like fine with my opinion on it.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah. It's just one of those things.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like, you could be happy and not need all that.
Yeah. I mean, you just said it, Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn.
They look great.
Yeah.
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 So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. We'll see.
I mean, at least you're like, you're pretty firm about it right now.
Yeah,
so
I feel
like,
pretty good about my opinion on it, but people change, opinions change.
You never know.
I could meet someone and
just be completely swept up in it.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, would you do it, the big wedding, if it was this person's first marriage? That's what's tough about it. Like, if it's two people that are getting their second marriage, they probably both feel the same as you.
Yeah. But then it's like, am I marrying someone that's like 40 something that's never been married? And like, that's also kind of like a weird.
Yeah.
I feel like men are kind of like, you're damned when you do and damned when you don't. Like, if it's like, if they're divorced in my age, I'm like, why did she leave you? What did you do?
Right.
Which is crazy that's like my first thought, but usually it is.
Yeah.
And then if you're single with no kids, never been married, I'm like, why are you almost 40 and never been married and no kids?
Is there?
So I don't know. Yeah, you can't win, honestly.
Even with like just dating, people always will say like, "Oh, we broke up because of this or broke up because of that," but they could be lying.
Yeah.
Someone cheated on somebody, and you're just not. Oh, yeah, it just didn't work out. Shit like that. Yeah. I wonder if there's a place. Can you like somehow verify if someone's ever been married?
No,
and why they got divorced?
Well, if they got married, it would be like legal.
Yeah.
You could like like you could look up their county and
Yeah.
their documents would be filed and you can
Okay.
read but like irreconcilable, how do you
Yeah.
say that word? I can never say it right.
Yeah.
Differences. It won't say specifically why.
Yeah, it's not going to be like she fucked the neighbor.
Yeah, that won't be in the divorce papers.
That'd be kind of funny if it
Yeah,
said
like-
that quote
like
exactly.
subpar,
She
like-
banged the
Yeah.
mailman.
Does that happen? Do you think?
Oh, I
The
guarantee it.
mailman?
Maybe not the
yard
mailman.
guy, pool guy.
Pool guy, yard
Pool
guy.
guy for sure.
I bet it happens.
Yeah, like a rich bored housewife gets like the tennis instructor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that. Or like the bored husband, the hot babysitter.
Yeah.
I tell you that my husband we would not have a hot babysitter.
No, you can't have a hot babysitter.
No.
She's got to be ugly.
She's got to be Mrs. Doubtfire.
She's got to be 80.
She does. Yeah.
If
weird.
This sounds extreme, but I feel like if the porno concept exists, it happens in real life. Like the teacher-student thing.
Well, that does happen in real life. It's
Absolutely.
literally in the news like every year. But
which
it's
is kind of
usually
awesome.
Now the women
Yes.
and like the
banging young guys.
which is wild to me.
I love just as a caveat, saying banging.
The word bang.
It's so fun to say.
Gratifying.
Especially like when describing this situation.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, instead of saying, oh, they intertwined. They were intimate.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, she banged
She
him.
banged him.
She
Yeah.
banged that
And like the one
17-year-old
I saw,
kid.
like they're like 14, 15. And I'm like,
What a legend
is happening?
that kid is. Can you imagine?
No.
I don't think anybody in my high school ever like hooked
It
up with a
happened
teacher.
at mine.
Really?
Yep. And there were like walkouts. It was on the news. It was like a whole thing. My freshman year of high school.
So guy teacher, girl student?
Girl student. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I want to say they're still married.
The student and the teacher?
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you go to high school?
Woodstock.
Oh my God, I know about this.
Yeah. We won't name names, but
we won't name names, but I know exactly who was involved.
Yeah.
Because I Googled, like I was just doing research on the area when I worked a lot in Woodstock, and I found this.
Yeah. It did
and
happen.
I saw the names
and I remember
of the
I
teachers.
had just moved here, and I was like, what?
Was that while you were there?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was a freshman, and I think she was a junior or senior.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. Yeah.
Because
it was a whole thing.
As an adult, like I'm just gonna assume the teacher's age was like 40-ish.
No, he was young 20s. So he was
really?
Like
so he was fresh out of
21.
college.
Yeah, and he was
teacher.
like cheer coach, teacher, one of those.
Okay.
And then I think she was like 16.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I hate to say this because it sounds nasty, but I can see that happening.
Yeah, and then when you're 34 and she's 29, but they could have waited for that to happen.
Could have waited a year for her to graduate, bro.
Yeah, could have been like, yo, call me.
Yeah.
Next May.
Yeah. Call me after you throw your hat up.
Yeah. Like we could leave from there.
Yeah.
Together, actually. Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. It was wild.
What a time to be alive.
Same thing. Yeah. It was crazy.
That is crazy times now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we're recording this July 14th, as I said, which I feel like July 13th is now going to be a day. That's
another one that us millennials have to live through. Haven't we had enough?
Yeah, I know.
I was at school during 9/11. Yeah.
How old were you in 9/11?
Freshman, right? 2001.
In high school?
So I was a freshman in high school. Yeah.
Wow, what was that like?
We were walking. So like the thing about Georgia is like they're just going to overcrowd high schools and put up trailers in the back, and we would like walk out for first and second period to the trailers because that's where we had classes because they didn't have enough classrooms for us. And so I remember walking in through like the halls, and it had just happened, and we went, I think, to second period maybe, and we were just all watching, and then my mom came and checked me out of school. Yeah.
I feel like in that moment during 9/11, something like that happens. I feel like you just shut down school for the day.
Yeah, but
or the
people
week.
stayed, and then we went back to school the next day. But it was like you didn't have, like, obviously, I think absentees were excused because nobody knew like what next was going to happen, and there was like
was this like
the CDC's here, the big airport, like it was kind of an interesting time. But I think I went to school the next day.
That's insane.
Or maybe I stayed home the next day and went back the next.
That's so weird. Can you just imagine like first plane hits the tower and everyone's just in the classroom watching on the big box up in the corner and you're just watching it.
Yeah.
How do you just resume the lesson?
We didn't. So you just stayed in that class.
Yeah. Oh, and then your parents could
come get you. Yeah, we
Okay.
didn't like switch classes after that. We just like stayed in that one classroom, and I just remember everybody watching it.
Just horrified.
Yeah.
That is so crazy.
It was really, really wild.
You were a freshman in high school?
Yeah.
I was like
Shut up.
5.
You were like, can I have my gummy snacks?
For real. I was just like, that's horrible. Where are my gummies?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even my son is 8, and last night he was like, why would somebody try to shoot, a president? It's like, there's just evil people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
it's
like
crazy.
If somebody wants to comment and say that this is politic talk, I feel like
I'm not the one for a whole deep dive on that.
No,
yeah.
but this isn't a politics thing.
No,
it's like someone was attempted to be killed.
Yeah.
And it's like, whatever side you're on, as much like as you hate the other side, like I still could never imagine going after the opposite side and trying to kill
being
somebody.
Fired up about something, like there's a disconnect. I think with people between reality and like all that craziness.
It's just insane because if I'm being honest, I'm surprised that this is the first time this has happened.
And maybe it's not just the first one that was publicized on live TV.
Yeah. The fact that it happened on live TV was insane.
Crazy, yeah. Yeah. It's the first.
That picture that is going around the internet of that's going to be in textbooks.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy to think about.
It's like, how many things do I have to live through that's on in a textbook?
What do you think has been, 9/11?
9/11, COVID. And then
then this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any other like massive event in our history the last like 20 years.
I'm just like, how many, like, this is crazy, the things that I've gone through. And then it's like, just from a parenting standpoint, like if I'm looking
at what the
next 20 years could look like for my kid, it's like, it gives me chills. Like last night I was sick to my stomach and I like literally, my son was in bed going to sleep and I like prayed over him and over his future, because I'm like, I don't know what else to do as a mom right now other than like pray over my kid and his future, because this is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's insane. I mean, I was also shout out at the time we're recording this, happy day after your wedding, Corey and Courtney. Shout out to you guys. Congratulations.
They'll always remember their wedding anniversary.
And this happened after the cocktail hour, and we're sitting down waiting to be like dismissed to go get food.
Yeah.
And I just received a text from somebody I haven't talked to in months, maybe even a year, just said Trump shot in the head. Yeah. And I thought, hold the fucking hold the shit. Yeah. So I immediately Googled just Trump, not even Trump shot in the head, just Trump, because it's going to be at the top.
Yeah.
And it was. And I was like, oh my God, he got nicked on his fucking right ear.
I know. And then
and I look over at my buddy and my cousin. I'm like, are you guys seeing
cocktail hour ruined?
Oh, easily.
Poor bride.
Oh, nobody talked about the bride and the groom for that solid hour.
She's like, I waited my whole life for this moment.
Last night at the after party, me and the groom were talking, and I was like, I hope you realized you got married on a very important day.
Yeah.
Maybe important's not the right word, but a very interesting day. Monumental, at least in history.
Yeah.
Because like you said, this is the first time, I think, since Kennedy.
Right.
This was like publicized.
43 or 48 years since an assassination.
This is going to sound stupid, but was Reagan after Kennedy?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that was in the 80s.
That was the 80s. Yes. And Kennedy was in like the 60s and the 70s, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
60s, I think.
Yeah, 1960. I read a book about it. Either way, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that people in the comments will be like, idiot. These dumb people. But they attempted to assassinate Reagan, though, didn't they?
Yes.
Wasn't he shot in the chest or something?
Yes.
So.
I think so.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
You just never feel like you're going to live through something like that. And when you're a kid and you're reading it in the textbook, you're like, this all happened?
This all happened.
And now it's happening now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's just scumbags like me that want to talk about it on the air.
We're not the only ones.
No. It's going to be on the news for the next probably 8 months.
Oh, at least.
Yeah. I can't believe it.
I know. Same. It's like shocking.
I can't wait just to see how they address it. Like,
That's what I'm waiting on. I'm like, the next like week or two, I think will be really interesting to watch.
also like the next debate. Like, how are they going
'Cause
to
that's this
start it
week.
off? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think it's
shit.
like the big
The
convention.
primary
The primary
things.
thing is this week,
Oh, boy.
which I think is why. I don't think timing was like
You don't think it was a
random.
coincidence?
No.
You think that they did not want this guy to be the nominee?
I mean, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. I mean, right?
Understood. Understood. But yeah, that's all insane.
Yeah.
But I have another story
I'm dying.
that happened last night.
Yeah.
And I want to get your complete take on this.
Okay, because I don't know anything. You wouldn't tell me
No,
prior. So this is a live hot take.
Was best friends getting married, former president tried to be assassinated, and then this thing happened at the wedding. Okay. So at this point in the wedding, we're pretty sloshed.
Okay.
So pretty litty. Me, Catherine, and I both are pretty litty.
Yeah.
And let me rewind a little bit. So when we first get to the cocktail hour, there's this guy at the wedding, solo guy, no plus one, just by himself.
All right.
And he is risen up the bartenders, just talking to the girls that are serving the drinks.
Oh, he's that guy.
He doesn't know them.
Okay.
So yeah, he's that guy.
Yeah,
he's the one that's just standing by the bar, just like talking to him and like
hoping to find a bridesmaid.
Oh,
easily.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe hoping to go home with a bartender or something.
There's always one.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're all talking like in a group, and I keep on saying like, guys, this guy is so odd. He's just trying to hit it off of these bars. And he stood there for a solid hour during the whole cocktail hour. Didn't walk away.
He committed.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay.
Like it was to the point where the one time he went to the bathroom, I ran up to the bar and I was like, do you guys know him?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we have no idea who this guy is. So anyway.
Do you need a safe word?
Right, for real. So he was weird from the get-go.
Giving a vibe.
So later on in the wedding, during the reception, dancing, drinking, all the things, he goes up to Catherine and says, hey, you're a bridesmaid. Which one of the guys out there that dancing is your husband?
Yeah.
And she points to me.
Yeah.
And then he goes, oh, okay, gotcha. You can do better.
Oh.
Says that to her.
Okay. What did
you can do so much better.
What did she say?
She said she doesn't remember, but she either said eat rocks or she said fuck you.
Either one.
Or something like that.
Yeah. The vibe of that.
Yes, correct. Yeah. And he walked away, and then she told me.
Yeah.
For sure. Would you have told your spouse?
If I was drinking, probably.
If you weren't drinking.
If I weren't drinking, probably would wait till the night is over.
Okay.
If the situation squashed itself, there's probably no need for like a dick measuring contest at a wedding.
Correct.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah.
There was.
Oh God. Did you get into a fight?
No.
Oh, okay.
So.
I'm like, I don't see any black eyes.
No. So she tells me, and then, so this wedding is out of six, our friend group, six people, 3 couples. Mm-hmm. We're celebrating the third couple, who's the last to get married out of the 6 of us. Okay. And so our other friends, which are our closest friends probably, are there with us too. And so I tell my boy, of course.
Oh yeah, rile everybody up.
I'm just like, hey, listen what this guy just said to Catherine.
Yeah.
And my friend just snaps into like predator mode. Like, where is he?
Like the, the dog, like the prairie dog.
Yeah.
Like, just like.
Just like.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah. Where is he?
Yeah.
And so I don't think he can find him, and he's wandering around looking for him though. Yeah. And so I go out into the other room. This is the wedding's at the Cowan in downtown Ackworth.
Cute.
Have you ever seen it?
No.
Oh, it's amazing.
Nice.
Okay. Really nice venue. So I'm standing at the bar on this side of the bar. Okay. And it's one of those like L-shaped bars. Okay. So on this side of the bar, the guy is standing there. Okay. And so I'm standing here. And I'm not a confrontational guy.
No, me either. I would rather die than have a confrontation with someone. Yeah.
The thought of me going up to him and saying like, I can't believe you just said that.
Or like, why'd you say that to my wife?
Yeah. Why would you say that?
Yeah.
So my friend finds him, locates him.
Yeah.
and says something along the lines of like, hey, I heard you said something in there. Like, that's uncalled for.
Yeah.
That's done. You're done.
Yeah, you're done.
You're done.
Yeah.
And so the guy plays stupid. Is like, I didn't say shit, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, no, you did. And I'm just letting you know that you're done. Like,
he was
my
like,
friend
I'm
is
committed.
My friend is like, he's one of those that's like, don't fuck with my friends.
I have friends like that as well. And then I'm like usually cowering in the corner. My friend's like, what'd you say? And I'm like,
right.
Get him.
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
And I'm like, I don't know what to do.
I felt that way the whole time.
Yeah.
Because as they're talking, it gets louder and louder, their discussion. And my friend is still keeping his cool. He's like, you're just that fuck out of here. Like, no more of that shit. That is dumb. And of course, lo and behold, after the whole thing is over, we hear that he mentioned comments like that to a few different people.
I think he was probably just making his rounds at that point. Yeah.
Just trying to bang somebody.
Yeah.
So, which very weird hey, that guy that you're with, you can do better than that. That's a very weird
because then where do you go? What if she was like, show me? You know what I mean? Like one time I would like to be quick enough as a female to like really put a man in his place.
Absolutely.
Just to see what happens, honestly, show me.
Yeah. All right.
Because go for it. Because like, then what?
Yeah. What's going to happen then?
What are you going to do then?
Right.
You know? But I'm not quick enough. Then also I'm scared.
In the moment, like I locked up.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh my God, what do I do?
To me, I probably would have like awkwardly laughed and like turned away.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, that's why women pick the bear in the woods. But like, really though, I would love to be like, okay, drop trowel, go, show me. Like just to like completely
just like
the man
call him out and be like, okay, if you're so confident,
then so confident to come up with me and say
that
that you're better, go for it.
Yeah. How are you going to prove it?
Like, I would like to be that quick, but then if he was like, okay, then I would be scared. And I'd
be like, oh shit, I just signed you up for a fight. So they're just disgusting. Discussing things just a little louder. The bartenders are like, oh God. And like, so the bartenders are right here in front of me, and one of them goes, it was bound to happen. He's been giving people vibes the whole night.
Right.
They said they knew. They're like, unfortunately, we've done this a time or two.
It's not their first rodeo.
No, God, no. And for some reason, I didn't even know this. Lo and behold, in the like side room, there was a police officer.
Oh, I guess there usually is when there's a bar and stuff like that.
I had no idea.
I think there are some venues too, you have to have one.
I think this one because this is in historic downtown Ackworth.
Mine, I think there had to be.
Anyway, so he was just lingering, and so he didn't get involved. He just kind of stood off to the side, was leaning up against the wall, and just kind of listening. Mm-hmm. And a couple of the other groomsmen came up because apparently he had said something to their wives as well.
Okay.
Or their girlfriends or their dates or just whatever. And so it starts getting real loud. Yeah. And the wedding coordinator comes around the corner and comes up here to the left of me, and she goes, guys, no more alcohol for him. No more.
Yeah.
And they go, okay. And at one point, my buddy's wife, the one who was looking for the asshole, his wife comes just walks through and says something like, you don't have to be such an asshole. We're all just having a good time. We're trying to celebrate our great friends.
Right.
We're all here for the same reason. Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
And he grabs her wrist and says something. I don't know what he said, but this girl, she can hold her own.
Yeah.
So she goes, fuck off, and pushes him or something.
Yeah.
And luckily my friend didn't see that. Because after the fact, when we told him, he's like, oh, if we saw that, I would have gotten kicked out. I would have gone to jail.
Yeah.
I would have.
Yeah, you don't put hands on.
Yeah, you don't put your hands on a woman.
No excuse.
Yeah.
No.
So lo and behold, yada, 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 arguing. The cop says, hey, buddy, we should just walk outside, cool off a little bit. Yeah. And then the guy goes outside. He takes his shirt off. He's like fucking yelling.
I would be mortified.
Just disorderly conduct. They ended up not taking him away.
Yeah.
Because this guy was from New York. He came here solo to this wedding.
How does he know them?
So the couple is originally from New York.
Okay.
And they moved down here a couple years ago. So half the people there last night were Georgia. Half the people there were New York.
Interesting.
And he was one of the New York friends. And it was funny that afterwards the groom was telling me, he was like, even more that I hate that he put your wife in a place like that. I just am kind of embarrassed to say that I invited him.
Yeah.
He was like, that is not I just can't believe I associated with that.
Yeah.
And I
I
was like,
bet that
well,
friendship is done.
oh God, it's over.
Yeah, you don't come back for that.
No, you don't come back from that. There's no apology
No, there's
that
no
steers
apology that
that.
covers that.
No.
No. Mm-mm. That's funny.
But so yeah, that happened. And the whole
This
time,
poor bride.
I know. And
Yeah,
Catherine,
she
of
needs
course,
a
starts
coffee
crying
today.
because
Yeah.
she's emotional and she's like, I shouldn't have told Logan. I shouldn't have done this. I
Yeah.
can't believe I started all this. And I was like, no. He
Yeah.
was making comments to, like, one of the girls he went up to the bartender and said, so he said, so you're working tonight? And she was like,
Obviously,
duh.
this is.
And he goes, do you have a man at home? And she was just like, yeah, I got a man. He was like, then why are you out here? You're supposed to be taking care of the house and the kids and stuff.
Okay, first of all.
Yeah. Just misogyny.
Yeah.
Like through the roof.
Huh.
And I'll tell you this, I'm never going to be a physical threat to anybody.
Right.
But
However,
I will ruin your life.
Yeah.
Through
I feel like
social manipulation.
I feel like though with a lot of men, they just have that like innate, like you're going to protect your female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so,
like,
I mean, I don't feel like a lot of men, like you're supposed to be the protector.
Right. And like
anyways.
12 hours later, I'm like, should I have stuck up for myself?
I mean,
but like, I'm not the confrontational guy.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Hey man, I heard you say that. Thanks for shitting on me.
Yeah. And then what?
Right. Then what happens?
Then what happens? Yeah.
Like, what do I do in that moment? I also didn't want to start. This is one of our good friends' wedding.
I think you did the right thing.
Like, I just observed everything from afar.
Yeah, and it probably could have just like not even been escalated to that point at all.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, it's on that guys to just keep rounding.
Yeah.
Yeah, being creepy. But like as a female, that stuff is just all the time.
Which sucks, because I saw that happen last night, and then a few weeks ago I saw something happen to somebody in public, and I was like, oh, so that's what that feels like.
Yeah.
To be a woman or to be actually I was with one of my coworkers is Black, and I just witnessed for the first time I think in my life in person just outright racism.
Really?
Just to my face, to their face. And like they looked at me and just said, that's part of it.
Oh.
My friend. Or my coworker.
Oh, I thought, okay.
They just said, that's just part of it. And I was like, I have never seen that in person before. And I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot imagine being rude to somebody just based on their
Thank God you can't
ethnicity.
Imagine it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like my dad, he's always, anytime I go anywhere, he's told me my whole life, be aware. And so I think now more than ever.
Yeah.
So like I don't, I'm not on my phone if I'm in a parking lot. I try not to be on my phone too much if I'm walking aisles in a store. I had one of my best friends was followed down aisles. She ran to Target at like 11 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night to pick up some stuff. And there was a man that followed her through the aisles and ended up following her to her car. And she had to call the police and he was arrested because he was known for doing that or his picture had been posted something like that. And the police were like aware of him following women out to their cars and being a certain kind of a way. So it's like, I'm always looking like who's in the aisles behind me. If there's people that are in different aisles or if like men are in like a random aisle and they don't have anything in their buggy,
Yeah.
Or and a lot of them send women to be like the lure.
Yeah.
So like you always have to be aware as a female. I used to walk, now I have a key fob, but like I used to walk with my key in between my knuckles. I don't get gas at night unless it's like a very well lit, busy, gas station.
Yeah.
I don't walk to my car alone if I can help it. You park next to your friends. Like me and one of my best friends, we went to Pure and Woodstock Friday night. And we made sure to park next to each other because we left at like 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
But yeah, as a man, that stuff probably just never. Yeah, no. I keep a taser in my car. I keep mace. You know what I mean? Like you just, I wouldn't like hike alone. No. It's
even like so
crazy.
I had never thought about that stuff until when my sister got her driver's license. At one point, someone was like, my sister was like, she had something to do the next day where she was going to have to drive a considerable amount.
Yeah.
And she needed to get gas.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom, I was living at home at the time, and my mom was like, can you go with her to get gas? And this was like at 9:00 at night.
Yeah.
And I was like, why?
You're like, why do I have to
Why
go?
would I have to go?
Yeah.
And she was like, she's a 16-year-old girl, and she probably weighs 100 pounds.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. I never thought about that.
Thought about it.
Because I don't have to really. If someone wants to kidnap me, they're going to need 2 or 3 guys to pick me up.
Well, I'm like, and my dad just always taught me, if someone grabs you, go down kicking and screaming, they're going to fight you. They're going to kill you anyways.
Yeah.
So get as much DNA under your nails as you can, rip their hair out, absolutely go loud. I mean, that's crazy.
It's true.
It is true. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but yeah, you have to be very aware of your surroundings as a female.
I hate
wild
that.
Up in these streets.
It is.
I know.
But I hate that, you know? I mean,
I know.
like, I know it sucks, for lack of a better way of saying it.
Yeah.
I can't spit words out today, but it just.
Words are hard.
They are, especially when you went to bed at 2 a.m.
I know. It just gets harder the older you get. Ugh. I had 3 margaritas on Friday night.
Yeah. How was yesterday morning?
I was like, this was a horrible decision. 2 would have been fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
3,
that third one.
The third one, we were having so much fun.
And, you know, so I can't drink. I don't know if you know this. I can't drink beer. I'm allergic to beer.
Okay.
I'm allergic to the hops that's in most beers.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why I always drink like the cocktails and seltzers and stuff.
Yeah.
But they did not have seltzers at this wedding, so I drank all mixed drinks, all liquor.
Yeah.
I probably had 10 whiskey cokes.
I would have died.
Spaced out.
Yeah. It was a whole day event. Yeah.
5 to 2.
Yeah. Well. Yep. Nope.
That's basically 1 an hour.
Yep. Yeah. God bless you for being here today. Good for you. Look at you being a productive member. So you might go back home and go to the couch.
That's what's happening.
The deal. Yeah.
And what's funny is there's this scary movie that came out this weekend, and my mom and sister and I are scary movie nerds.
No.
And so we had said like, oh, maybe Sunday afternoon, let's go us 3. And I texted them this morning. I was like, I'm not going anywhere.
Absolutely not.
After this, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Not doing anything.
I know.
But yeah, I'm moving a little slow.
That's okay.
I'm having trouble spit things out. But I had to get this coffee.
Good for you.
Had to. And then I went to bed at 1 a.m. the night before.
Ugh.
This is not like me.
You got to get together.
I know.
Yeah.
I just
go to bed at 8:30 tonight. Balance it back out.
Oh God, that sounds horrible, but it sounds so good.
I love a 9:00 bedtime.
I'm easily taking a nap in probably 2 hours.
I can't nap anymore.
No,
but a good early bedtime is great.
Yeah, I might have to do that.
Yeah, you might have to today.
I've had a few days where I'll like go to bed at like 8.
Yeah,
like really be weird.
No, it's great. People think getting closer to 40 is it's like the best time of my life.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. You think your 20s are fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, 30s are way better. And then I've heard 40s get even better.
Yeah.
I have heard that.
We're going to speak that into existence.
Yeah, we are. We're going to claim it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think just like confidence, you're like self-aware. You're not worried so much what anybody thinks about you.
40s?
Like the older I get, I mean, the closer I get to it, I'm just like, it's my life unless you're paying my bills or like, doing that. Like you can't really judge.
Right.
Yeah. Because a lot of the women that I work with, people will be, no one's ever been mean to me about what I do, but people have been mean to like people that I do this with. Yeah. Like, are you really going to, what are you sharing that for? Or like, why are you on your phone? Or how are you going to do that? And it's just like, I'm like, are they Venmoing you to pay your mortgage? Like, it's wild to me, the people audacity of like opinions on other people's lives.
You know what?
Insane.
To spin it and of course make it about me. The thing I love to hear is, oh, you're still doing that podcast thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear, I get, so how long do you plan to do that for? Oh, yeah, right. And I'm like, you've been fired 6 times since I've known you. Like, why are you coming at me for something that I've grinded out and done every single day for the last 4 years just because it looks different from what you do?
Right.
Why are you coming at me for that?
Right.
Yeah. You're just going to
should have been like, I probably make more money than you too if you want to really talk about it.
I know that I do. And I could have put him in his place, but
that was another man judging.
Another man trying to keep me small. Mm-mm.
Couldn't be you.
No.
You don't take shit.
Not in that sense anymore. No, I don't. No. No. You're not. I will like, I just think it's like fascinating. Um, People try to keep people small on their own for their own insecurities. Like it has nothing to do with me.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
But
that guy last night. Why was he out to just put everybody down?
probably wasn't to put everybody down, but just to find someone to say yes. I'm sure there's been someone along the way that worked on.
Maybe.
Because I think too, like people, like men, I think approach women in which like that they would want to be approached.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think they lead a lot with that, and it's like that's not really how to come for a woman.
No.
No,
You're going to try to impress me, and that's what you chose
and
to
that's what
say?
we're doing today.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like I think like the way that men talk to women a lot, they lead with like the wrong
Oh, absolutely.
energy.
Sometimes I just wish I was a woman for the sake that, like, I would be such a bitch.
Yeah,
to
you become
dudes.
one, and then you're like, I'm trying not to be jaded and stuff like that, but
Right.
it's like really hard.
I'd be such a, if somebody came up to me and said some dumb shit, I'd just be like, bye.
Yeah, it's
You don't even get to talk to me.
yeah.
You lost
I've
your chance.
debated because this one guy I went on one date with like over a year ago, and then he got weird. He had never been married,
Okay.
and he
40?
was. I think he's like 36 or so. He's
Right.
around my
Dating
age.
story. Let's
yeah,
go. Let's
These
go.
are the fun ones. And it was a friend that set us up, and so I trust her opinion.
Sure.
And she's like, "Yeah, I don't know. Like I keep telling him though, he doesn't need to come across so like much.
Yeah,
You know what
it's
I mean?
just a lot.
He's a lot." And so like we hadn't even met yet, and he was already talking about like what you said. Well, I haven't had a wedding. Would you want to do a big wedding again? And I'm like, we haven't even gone on a date yet, and you're talking about kind of wedding you want. And I'm like, that's getting interesting. And
that's weird.
It's weird. And so I was like, we'll go. Yeah, Taco Mac. First of all, gentlemen, you're going on a first date with a lady and her older, like, I don't want to say that I'm older, but like, you know, this isn't my first rodeo.
Right.
Taco Mac.
You're not
and
fresh
I know
out of
we
college.
joked about Chili's last time,
Yeah.
like, you know, but like maybe like a nice, like
Nicer
like,
than Taco
not
Mac.
nicer than Taco Mac, you know, like, you know, and I was like trying to be like, and I really am laid back. Like, honestly, you could give me college football and wings on a Saturday, and
Yeah.
I am beyond happy.
Yeah.
That is like actually,
Like,
I could spend my whole day doing that.
Yeah.
And how am I single? This is like the most fun for me. I would love to be at like a tailgate,
yeah.
wings, and a drink. Like that is
Yeah.
like the most fun for me. I want to go to
Really?
a game. I love all of that stuff. Like
Okay.
all of that stuff sounds so fun, but like
Okay.
maybe not the first date. Even if
Right.
it's like, and college football was on, so I think he was just trying to whatever. It was,
Sure. Sure.
but it was like it was coming. He came on so strong.
In what way?
It was just like talking about what kind of wedding he wanted and talking about all this stuff. And I'm like, this is just getting very weird. And we're going to be this in depth about, let's see how you would take this interpretation. Okay.
What are you
this
reading
was
right now?
A message he sent last year.
Okay.
So
Did you have this
was-
saved because you were going to bring this up?
No, because he messaged me again this morning at 12 a.m. Also, don't message a female at midnight after not speaking to them for a year, because
Yeah.
I'm sure you were drinking.
That just
which is
means
fine.
that you want to debone somebody.
So, okay.
Anyway, go ahead.
So we had talked on a date, and I was like, I think we like want different things. I'm not really looking to be like married again. You seem like really wanting that. I was very upfront and honest
Sure.
with him.
Sure.
You know, I had no skin in the game, and I was like, it was just coming on too much. It was a lot. He was very, very like, could we get married tomorrow? And
Yeah.
I'm not there. So last year, I know you're not interested in anything, but you're still an absolute smoke show. You're single and I'm single. At least let me take you out once in a while. Could that be something you consider? I'll lie and say I understand if not, but just wondering.
Okay.
So
let's dissect that for a
dissect that.
second. Number one, first red flag. What do you
First
think
red
I'm going to
flag.
say?
Yeah.
Smoke show.
Smoke show.
That has never been something
been
that someone wants to
something-
hear.
No. And like coming and you're single and I'm single. You just want to bang.
Yeah, that's what that means.
That's what that means.
Well, why don't you let me take you
Why
out
don't you
every
let me
once in
take
a
you out
while?
every once in a while, and then I can use you for what I want because
Yeah.
I took you to talk.
I'll get a nut.
Yeah, and that's all you're good for.
Yeah.
And the second you make a woman feel like that's all she's good for,
She's out.
She's out. Well, I guess maybe that does work for some women.
For some.
They have to exist, but I'm just saying.
But at this point in your life, that's a no.
And I don't feel like I give that energy.
I don't think so.
So I'm like,
I've been around you twice, and I've never gotten that vibe.
No, and I just didn't even reply.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't. So then at 12:23 a.m.
This morning.
And I was like, I gotta tell. This is coming on them.
This is amazing.
Coming on the podcast.
This is amazing.
This is the content we need.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. ...
Oh no.
I wish we would have at least toyed around a little bit.
Toyed around
a little bit. Do hope you're well. I don't expect a response back. You just cross my mind time to time with this. I don't know what this emoji is. Like
rock on
emoji. The I love you emoji. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, part of me wanted to say F off and say, you're approaching me in the complete wrong context. Here's what we're going to go to school with, men.
All right.
He could have taken that and been like, your social media, I happened to stumble across. You look really happy and like you're doing really well. How are you? And then engage in conversation. Toyed around a little bit. You can go toy around with yourself, which obviously that's still what you're doing. And that is all you will do. Lose my Instagram handle.
Did he message you on Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because if it was text, I wouldn't have even had his number, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm like, toyed around a little bit.
Toyed around.
I'm not trying to toy around with anyone. What a waste of time. What are you doing?
Toyed around. That's
a
a weird line.
Weird line to lead with. After a
Wish,
year.
not gonna lie, at 12:30 in the morning.
12:30 in the morning.
Not 12:30 p.m.
No.
12:30 a.m.
Coulda toyed around a little bit.
That dude.
With what?
That dude.
What are we toying with? If you're referring to yourself as a toy, well, it sounds like a personal problem.
Wow.
Right? But that is what is out there. So that's why I'm totally fine being alone. Then this one guy I was
How old is this man?
I think around my age.
That is such a fucking
right.
I could never imagine.
I could never.
I will say this. I will text people from time to time and say, hey, you crossed my mind the other day.
Well.
Hope you're doing okay.
Yeah.
But I have never been like, man, back in the day, what? I wish
I could have toyed around with you. So I'm a toy?
You could even.
I've been played enough in my life. Don't come to play with me anymore. I am not the one.
If he's going to send that message, he could have at least said anything but toyed around. Hey, wish something happened between us.
Hey,
that's better than I wish.
Explored a little bit more. Yeah. Even that's creepy. I don't like that.
I would have. If it was me sending that message,
let me take you out again.
I
wish you would have let me get to know you a little bit better.
I wish we would have taken another stab at things or something. Anything better than toyed around. Oh, that's trash. Trashy.
You're going to make me feel trashy.
Right.
And I'm not going to own that. That's just you trash.
So wait, did you respond to that?
No, I'm
blocked.
No, I'm festering on if I want to. That's the thing. Do I want to be the girl that's like, don't come at me with that. That's disgusting. Lose my number. Or do you just keep ignoring people that are
What
dumb?
You need to do is screenshot it and publicly humiliate him.
Yeah, that ain't worth the time.
This
probably is doing enough of that.
That's what I want to do to this motherfucker that approached us last night.
And then I was on, Facebook dating, and then
So what's that like?
It's just literally a part of your Facebook, and it's like dating within your Facebook app.
Yeah, I got a little notification that was like, try Facebook dating. I was like, you guys see my Facebook status.
Wife will come
my wife will
sleep.
Yeah. I'll wake up with a pillow on my face.
Yeah. It's just like in part of it. And this one guy was like, yeah, I'm actually up here he was somewhere. And he was like, but my dad is in hospice and he's up here dying. So we're saying our final goodbyes. And I'm like,
that's a fucking,
why are you on dating apps? Like, go deal with
Be with your father.
This is insane to me. I'm like, that's not where my mind would be if that's what I was doing.
He's looking for the sympathy.
Right. And so I just stopped replying to that too. I'm like, no. I'm like very much like a jump scare person. I'm like, well, nope, bye, delete. I'm out. Like I've just seen enough, that I am just like, this feels scary and I don't like it. And this is why I'm fine being me right now. Cause I'm just like, what is happening in humanity? It's wild. Yeah, I don't know. It's insane.
Any other fun guy things?
No, that is so quiet.
Really?
It's so lovely. Yeah. Yeah. But no,
That is so.
yeah,
Wish we could have
I
toyed around.
wish we could have toyed around. Yeah. I think after, like, I was in a relationship a couple, maybe like 6 or 7 months ago now. And I'm like still
Just fine.
reeling from all of that. So I just don't want to, I'm good. Yeah. But I'm just like, what? But I kind of want to like stand up for myself a little bit because I almost wonder, and you can answer this, like by not replying, does that leave a door open? Because like I don't perceive it that way, but I know some people like give them an inch, they take a yard, and it's like, okay, well she's not
She
blocked
looked
me
at
or
it.
she looked at it or whatever because it'll say seen. I think you know what I mean. I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't want to.
that's a really good question. I think it
Let's poll the
depends.
audience.
Yeah, let's
Let's
poll the
poll the
audience.
audience.
We'll put a marker at that 51 minutes. Audience, if you DM somebody and they don't reply, but they see it and they don't block you, they don't unfollow you,
Yeah,
do you see that
I
as
have
an
unfollowed
opportunity
him. That
to
was well.
continue?
Yeah, I don't follow him. I think he still follows me and watches my stuff. And then with my job, I have a public profile. So
Sure.
really, I'm very easy to
Sure.
stalk and keep up with
Sure. Yeah.
because I always want to be like
Yeah.
an open
Scene. Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like it would be shooting yourself in the foot if you were on private, especially for what you're doing.
Right. Yeah.
It wouldn't make sense.
No.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know, I should probably know this being a social media dude, but if you posted a reel and you're on private, could I see it if I didn't follow you?
I don't think so.
Even if I'm just like scrolling through the algorithm of reels, you think I'd be able to see it?
No, because private would mean
Private.
followers only.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So like if you posted something, your niche is only your followers only, and that's probably not your goal, right?
No, my goal is way above and beyond. Yeah, I had the one reel. It's at like 9.8 million views right now, and then I did another dumb one, and it's at 2.2 million views right now.
Do you ever have
It's crazy.
Getting into the the marketing side of things?
Yeah.
Do you ever have like brands or anything reach out to you to try to like get you to do anything?
I just had one not long ago, and I didn't take them up on because. But then it's also like a finicky line for me because like I work with an amazing company, so like it would have to like not compete at all.
Oh yeah, it would have to be like hey, would
you? I've had like a couple t-shirts, like you, like use this code.
Yeah.
Like use Toneeka 10 and you get 10% off
Yeah.
of this like online store because I'll tag like when I go like little boutique shopping and stuff like that, or like if you share on my social media, I'll share on your social. Like you kind of like.
Like a share for
barter,
a share. Yeah, barter services. Yeah.
Stuff like that. But yeah. I don't think I'm big enough yet for like big old brands to come. That's like a goal someday. That would be super cool. But I mean, I do have like to know it and Amazon, and I share things that I like on there so that I get paid for it. But it's like pennies compared to what I make with my company.
Yeah.
Pennies.
Wait, what did you say? It was, you said
like to know it, and then
like to know it. What's like to know it?
Like to know it is basically like an Amazon affiliate, but it doesn't. So like I can like post Target links in there, stores like Nordstrom, whatever. Like a bunch of influencers use like to know it, and then you can post through there. And then when you're sharing something generic, like
is it like this thing that I share on my story sometimes? How do I view it?
It's just a way to make money from you sharing things. So like if you wanted to put that
like this, like, hey, click this link for that. Click this link for that.
Yeah. So like if you were wearing a hat, you probably couldn't do that one because it's a boutique, right? But if you got that hat like at Nordstrom or Target or whatever, and someone in your stories was like, hey, where'd you get that hat? Then you could go to your like to know it. You find that product, you link it through that app, and then you share it to your social media, and like to know it gives you a cut of you sharing it.
Really? And it's free to sign up?
Free to sign up, yes. But you do have to have a certain following.
Sure.
Yeah.
Huh.
The more you know.
I'm going to look that up.
Yeah, but it's literally, I think I've made $400 in like 2 years of having one, and I share crap all the time.
You do share crap all the time.
But I could make that plus times. I've made that times like 10 in a day with my company.
In a day?
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah. That was a good day.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. And like I'm a peon in comparison to some of what people can do with this.
You know what's so funny is that I think a really common misconception, and you might have some opinions on this too, based on what you do. I think a lot of people think that in order to be able to represent a company or be an affiliate you have to have crazy followings.
Yeah, I love this. Okay, this makes me happy.
This is a good conversation
this is
point.
great. So no, I started with I think I had like 1,300 Facebook friends. So like just a very normal follow, 1,000 friends.
Yeah,
right?
I've got 1,000 friends on Facebook.
Yeah. And then maybe like 900 Instagram followers. And then I literally just was so excited to share something. And so our company is 100% free to be an affiliate with.
Correct.
So I shared a product and then people wanted to buy off of that share. And so then the girl that I shared for was like, you could make the money instead of me. So I was like, deal. And so, I mean, I think I made like $400 just off of like that one post that day. And I'm like, okay, now what? Like, now what do I do? And I literally, our team is brilliant and the number one in the world for a reason. They teach you how to grow your social media. So every day you do steps to grow it. And I'm like, if I want to be like you, just tell me what to do. I'm very much one of those people. And so in 4 years, I've just chipped away at it. And it's honestly just been consistency. I am nothing special. I don't have anything that fascinating about me. Like so many women will be like, my life is boring. Nobody cares what I think. You guys are the only ones that like build me up. It's so sad. If you're a husband, build up your wife. Tell her she's awesome. Do better. Tell her she's more than just a wife and mom. Little sidebar, we are more than that. But it's like I get to empower women every single day to whether that's make $100 or you want to make $100,000 or what you want to earn a trip to Paris, you want to do whatever, you know what I mean? Like I literally just chip away at it every day. And I just believe if I don't quit, I'll be at the top. I have no other option.
Is that the goal to be at the top?
Yes.
What's at the top mean for you?
And then it like evolves because then I want to be like at the top of the top of the top, But it really what it boils down to is helping as many women as I can.
Okay.
Yeah. And then being at the top would represent that.
Okay.
Yeah, but like
there's no cap on that though.
There is no cap on it. No. Like you can make more money than the CEO of our company as an affiliate.
Yeah.
And I know people that do.
That's crazy.
I know, it's wild. Yeah. I think, like our team we've hit like the top 5% of the company.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, so they give us expenses paid trips. I know you've seen on my social media every
I wanted to
6
ask.
Months, yeah. Every 6 months we get expenses paid trips that you have to earn. They are sales and team sales based.
Okay. They are earned.
They are earned.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They are very much earned. And so I'm 4.5 years in, I've earned 6. I've missed the last 2. Okay. Every time that you earn one, it gets harder to earn. They want you to keep growing. They want you to keep grinding and keep doing that. And we were just in a place where we were not growing like we should for the trips to keep being earned. So, but now so many people are running for Paris. I think there will be like a bunch of us there, but they are absolutely earned with a ton of hard work. Like when I earned my first trip, I was 10 months into being with the company and I earned a trip. So it's not just for the top people. You can start and earn them. You get expenses paid for 2 people. So flight plus
2 people.
2 people.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've gotten to take my parents on them. And then I just add in Knox because he's my vibe.
Yep.
He's coming with me. I think it's important to not only just show your kids, like I had a really big learning moment with that, especially as a single mom. Like there's not a whole lot of like a spouse tag in being a parent, So like my son sees a front row seat to me working quite a lot.
Yeah, sure.
So I like have him help me do packages. He sees me on team calls, 9, 10 o'clock at night. He sees all of that.
Mhm.
And I think that there's like maybe society is changing, but like kids are used to seeing a dad work really hard in late nights and stuff like that, but not so much of like their mom.
Sure.
But I don't apologize for that.
No.
And I won't. I for a time, like, and a lot of moms on my team would be like, well, I try not to be on my phone in front of my kids and I try to do it after bed. And I'm like, show them that you work.
Yeah.
Show them that this just does not fall from the sky.
Right.
And then I try to bring it back and I'm like, well, we have back to school shopping to do. That's, so I got to put in about an hour or so of work. Work pays me. And then we get to go and do the movies or Jumping World or whatever. I mean, you step outside, it's $100.
Yeah.
Especially with a child. You know what I mean? My God. So it's like, all of this doesn't just like happen. And I think women we are still trying to like figure out where our like space is with that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, that's like the beauty of doing something what we do, I think, is you can bring your kids along, like, and show them that like mom can work really hard and like provide things too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it's special. I really do. And anytime we're on a trip, I'm like, Knox, why are we here? And he'll say, 'cause you worked really hard.
That's right.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I work really hard. It looks different. I never thought that I would be doing anything like this, but I mean, it doesn't have to look cookie cutter.
So I've always wondered too, whenever you show a picture of your Apple Watch and it's like a little cart thing, does that mean an order was placed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I have like a storefront.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So people can just go in and shop all the time. If you follow me, feel free to shop. I'll shameless plug myself.
Hell yeah, you have to.
Yeah, that's why we're here, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So but I love working from anywhere. I would rather work when I'm in Destin on a family vacation than have to beg and plead for 5 days off with my family. And then because I took those 5 days off in the summer, I won't have the 5 days off at Christmas. And you know what I mean? Like, it was always such a hard balance. So I will fight tooth and nail to keep being home working and keep doing the things that we've been able to do.
I've gone on the record a lot lately to say, I don't know if I'll ever be truly 100% happy with what I'm doing every day until I'm doing it for myself.
Yes. And I'm like, you can either build up someone's dreams and make someone else rich, or you can
build
grind
your own
it for yourself. Right.
And
that looks different for everyone.
Yeah.
Like I mean, the money and all that stuff is super great. Obviously, you have to have money to
do the
pay
things you
bills
do
and all that. But like, my like definition of success is first and foremost providing
for your son,
for my son and me, and then helping as many women do that in whatever context it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever that looks like, I'm down to help whoever do whatever.
I could so see you being like a motivational speaker, like going to like corporate events and like telling your story, and
I
like,
would love to do that.
I could so see it.
Yeah, I think, and the company that I'm with really empowers me. We have a live event, a global event in 2 weeks, and my account manager messaged me last week and had me do a video about how this has changed my life and been empowering. And that's really cool, because I'm like, I'm not at the top of this company. Like,
why are they asking me?
Why do they ask me? But I think it's because I do talk so much on how much it has changed my life. Like, literally when I started, I was like, I don't think I can pay the light bill this month. So let me move the payment date. You know how you can like move your bill dates, and let me like play Jenga to how I'm going to like figure this out. And now, I mean, has it always been easy? No. I mean, in sales and all of that, you are hustling. It is a grind. You have people that did this with you that quit and that go do other things. And like, it can be disheartening, and it is not for the faint of heart. And people think, oh, she just sits up there and posts things on social media. People can dog it, but like, I hustle and I grind and I work really hard.
I think that's apparent.
Yeah.
I mean, at least from someone who follows you and sees your stories and posts every day.
Yeah. It's even posting every day. People be like, I don't post, and I'm like, when it becomes a job. Yeah. Like, because you're constantly thinking like, how can I bring value to someone today? Or how can I show up for someone today? And then, we ran numbers. I have almost 400 women on my team. And so if I'm at if I'm
You
at the
have 400 women on one team.
Yeah, the goal is to like quadruple that.
How many people are there total doing this?
Oh, a ton.
Like thousands, hundreds of thousands.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I think like my leader has like over 20,000 people on her team.
Holy fuck. How do you talk to them?
Yeah, so that's really where like the balance is right now, because and that's 400 people. That's not necessarily 400 active women.
Right.
Since it's free, there's a lot of people that sign up and like don't do that much with it. We'll just go in and personally order things or like share things randomly here and there. But yeah, there's a good amount of people, especially with the trip to Paris, that are like, I'm back.
Yeah.
And I want to give it a go. And I'm going to do, yeah. So like my days, it's been like a power struggle of like leadership versus like, I also have to like sell a certain amount. And like, my paychecks are based on sales, and you know what I mean? So like, there's like a balance that I'm hoping to get better at. But right now it's like 6 a.m. to like 11:30 or 12 p.m. just like working all day, answering questions for people, being on calls, strategizing, mapping out, running, all of that. But like literally, if all of that comes to fruition, I will be in the top. I won't say if, because words have power. When all of this comes to fruition in the next 6 months, we will be a top 1% to 3% team.
Wow.
Yeah, in the world.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But I've worked really hard. And I feel like a lot of people give up. Like it got really hard for like a year. And every day I showed up. And every day I tried to stay positive. And every single day I just like kept nipping away at it. And I was like, no, I believe in this. I believe this. I believe in myself. I can do this.
Right.
And like those people that stick through the seasons of like grit, then I feel like they come out on the other side. And I have to believe that I will. Because then otherwise, what is it all for? But I believe that like not quitting will. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a challenging question.
Okay.
Do you think because of course, so like we just said, you post every day, all day on your shit.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
You do and from what I've noticed, I've only followed you from about, 2, 3 months, 4 months. A lot of, and I'm asking this from a, like, I don't know what perspective, so I'm just going to ask it. But I don't mean anything by any kind of anything. Okay. Yeah. So at what point do you struggle with recycled content? Like, I don't want to say there's
like it gets
redundancy. How? Because you post your morning routines, you're posting on your walks, you're posting. After a few months, I'm seeing your patterns.
Yeah.
Will people ever criticize and say you post the same shit every single day, Toneeka?
No. And I think people love to be like a peeping Tom.
Yeah.
People love to kind of know. And I also think it is important to bring people along in your day and people to feel like they know you.
I think that's what sells.
That's what sells. And so people want to feel like they are connected to you in a way.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the whole influencer term.
That's the whole thing. And like most days I get like, your walk motivated me to get up and get out and get walking. Thank you for the reminder. Like it's usually very, very positive. People can so judge it behind it. They genuinely, I've had like the most warm, receptive stuff. But just like what we were saying, because I was like, I seen your hat all over my TikTok, and now you're going to make me buy one. But it really is showing the same things over and over and over again.
Use my code.
I will. Send it to me.
I will.
Okay, thank you. And then I want my own code.
There you go. You'll be able to it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Because they also support all of the things.
Okay.
They support.
Send me the link. Yeah.
Good company.
So, So then I think, and if I show people enough that like I'm able to work my job, at the ballpark, I'm able to be, a one income household and take my son to Disney World this year, or to be at, the school stuff and
You don't have to
continue to
worry
do that.
about.
I think showing those things over and over and over again validates when I do share like a product, or when I do share an opinion, like people feel like they know me because they see little snippets of my day. On the back end, the hard part of that is I have a whole life that actually goes on behind the scenes of what I show. And then people feel like they know me based on a
Everything that you
2-second snippet that I post through the day. And then they will perceive something, or like
Jump to
jump to conclusions, or things will go on. And I'm like, I am like, when I went through a breakup, like this was like a year ago, and I found out he was cheating on me.
Yeah.
I did have the moment, and I put it on social, because he was the first guy I had put on social media since he lost his dad. And so then my best friend over a margarita was like, nope, we're calling him out. And then for like, I am not being dramatic, like 6 months, people were sending me stuff from his social media, or like sending, and I'm like, I don't care. And like, people will be like, what's the update? What happened? And I'm like, I'm a painfully self-aware person that I'm like, I opened the door by even sharing it. But like, respectfully, what happens after that is actually none of your business. And they would be like, send the update. Let us know what's happening. And I'm like, I don't even know you. And you want to know what's going on with like my cheating boyfriend, and so like that, like awakened it a lot for me. Cause I'm like, people feel very entitled to know everything about my life just because I do consistently share snippets. And sometimes that gets like an overwhelming thought.
And that's part of the problem too with like social media is like that instant gratification of
everyone wants to know everything about your life.
Yeah.
And feels like they're entitled to know, like, well, you're on here, so you should tell me everything that people, the most personal questions people ask. And you're like, I wouldn't ask you that. Like, you don't even know me, or we haven't talked since high school or whatever. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So I don't know, but it's kind of a sticky balance, I guess.
So we talked a little bit about whatchamacallit earlier with like doing other brands and products and stuff. Do you know if would anybody from your company like hit you up and say, hey, we see that you're promoting other stuff too? There's no such thing as like non-compete
I can't
and stuff?
work for another MLM.
Okay.
So I'm at such a high rank that I cannot
you can't just do an addition.
Another MLM. No, but like sharing a makeup find or stuff like that, or like a cool hat, or like a drink or something like that would never be
they'd never be like, hey,
no, I can be an affiliate for anything else. And that's like what you're talking about. So you share a link and you get paid on it. That's an affiliate.
Yeah.
I could not like go to another company and build a team and get paid on that team. And you can't. I can't do that.
So do you get paid then on your team's wins and sales and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
I get paid a portion.
Okay. And you have to get to that spot though. Like everyone does
have a team.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
So do they contact you then and like say, hey, we want you to lead a team now? Like
that's all I built. So I shared the business, people joined me, and then those people shared the business, people joined them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
I see now.
Yeah, so I built that
down.
So then that's how you become a leader. You build your team up. It's not the company doesn't place people.
Okay. Gotcha. Is that a tattoo right there?
Yeah.
Is that new?
It might be. Since last time I saw you. It's Knox's handwriting.
I loved you first.
Because we say that to each other all the time.
That's so sweet.
Isn't that precious?
And that's his handwriting.
Yeah, that's his handwriting. Yeah,
that's
I waited till his hand, like we've always said that.
Yeah.
Like I'll be like, I loved you first. And he's like, Mommy, I loved you first. I loved you since I was in heaven. Like we have a whole thing about it.
That's so very sweet.
And I was waiting till his handwriting was like good enough to be legible, but but still kind of messy,
juvenile.
And yeah. So I had him write it out, and then I got it tattooed.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think, but like not everybody has to go into our business wanting to lead a team. You can just make money from sharing links. You can make good money doing that. So, but the leadership aspect of it comes when you build that and then you get paid on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just like if you were a real estate agent and like you had other like realtors go out, or you were like an account manager and you get paid on like the commission. You know what I mean? It's very similarly structured to corporate America. If you're like a CEO or if you're a head of a department and then that department does well, you usually see a bonus or some type of something to incentivize your team doing well. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And so then I also get ways to earn steps towards the trips when my team like performs. That's how they keep becoming possible, because there would be no way I could sell my way to this trip.
Okay, yeah. So I was going to ask that next. Was
Mm-hmm.
you going on this trip, is that dependent on your team or you,
Well, I
or
don't want to
both?
say the word dependent because I don't. I
Yeah,
don't want to put pressure.
dependence.
That's putting my goals like in someone else's.
Correct.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that to my people.
Yeah,
Or I like have that vibe.
but like, yeah,
I mean,
kind of.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Like,
but I work a lot with them, and
Sure.
so I feel very justified in like
yeah.
how I.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, if I were to just never talk to them and like rank up free trips and
Yeah,
stuff
that
like
would-
that,
that'd
that
be
would be
shitty.
really crappy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I choose not to run my business like that.
Yeah,
but I'm
no.
hoping with enough like leadership and encouragement and stuff like that,
Sure.
we would be a lot of us there.
So how many people get to go total? Is there a set
Unlimited.
number?
Nope.
Unlimited.
Whoever earns it.
And is it like, so the week that the trip happens or the 2 weeks that it happens, does everyone go at the same time?
That will probably depend on how many earn it if they
Mhm.
break it up. As of right now, it's next May, and they've already put out dates.
Wow.
So I guess they'll just bring us all. And I don't know what that looks like. I haven't been privy to the like
The
where
French
we'd
are going to be like,
stay.
why are all
Who
of these women?
influencers these, with our tripods and
Yeah,
our
for
ring
real.
lights
They're gonna be
and,
like, why is
walking
there
the
so
streets
many
and
of
making
them?
reels and all that together? Yeah.
What was the last trip?
This one, and I missed. It was Whistler, Canada. So
Okay.
there's one there, and then there was a Mexico trip that I missed, but I earned Punta Cana, Hawaii, Jamaica, another Punta Cana, a 7-day cruise, and I'm leaving one out.
Has Knox gone with you on all of them?
On 3 of them. Or 4 of them now.
What a king. He's seen so many
He's a
things.
vibe. Yeah. I went on my first one. It was like 2021 and COVID
Yeah.
was still,
Yeah.
we were like, are we even going to be able to go? Like
Yeah.
it had been moved 3 or 4 times for them to bring like 1,000 people to Punta Cana.
Jesus.
And travel was still like, we had a test before we went. We had a it was like still
what a
really
nightmare
crazy.
that was.
And he was like 4. And I was like, bringing a 4-year-old isn't a vacation.
No,
And I worked really hard to earn it. So just me and my dad went. And then like, because COVID had moved so many of the trips, that I earned trip 2. And usually they're 6 months apart, but Hawaii was a month after Punta Cana. And Hawaii was just like, the time change was brutal and all of that. So I just took my mom. And then after that, he started to come with me. Yeah, he's his own personality on these trips.
That's amazing.
It is fun. Yeah. Yeah. He's like very involved. So that's why people are like, are you going to take a 8-year-old to Paris? And I'm like, well, if everything happens how it's supposed to happen and I'm hitting like these accolades that I've like really worked very hard for, I can't imagine him not seeing that.
Right.
So, yeah.
Do you think that that would be your reality, like him going on these trips with you, if you were still married?
No. I don't think I would have ever started. Yeah. And I've
and you kind of think like you said, like you'll turn to him and ask him why we're here, and he'll say, because you kicked ass, essentially.
Yes, right.
So
yeah, no, I don't think I would have ever, we wouldn't have needed to. The reason why I didn't have the money to pay my light bill is because we had split our finances and his dad had left. So if I wouldn't have been in that situation, then I probably wouldn't have ran for it. And I don't know that I would have been encouraged.
You don't think so? Probably not.
And I'm trying to be
civil about it. Sure.
So yeah, I don't think I would have been encouraged to pursue something. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it does take an interesting man to be like a hype man for something like this. It's a lot of social media. It's a lot of time on your phone. It's a lot of posting pictures of family and, and stuff like that. So, I mean, I think it's interesting. I think, I've had a lot of people, my husband's mad I'm on my phone or and so I'm like, well, maybe you should set time boundaries or,
Sure.
Whatever, communicate. Like we talked about last time, open communication.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't think I would have been encouraged at all to do it how I have done it. And maybe I wouldn't have the drive to, because there was a time where I was like, I'm going to be so successful that it's going to show him, and now that's like, but like at first it was a really big drive. Yeah.
Wow.
I call it offensive success. Like I would just want to offend anybody that ever doubted me or
I kind of believe that to an extent.
Yeah.
Like anytime somebody has been like, you're still doing that podcast thing?
Yeah.
Like I can't wait to be like sitting across from Chris Pratt and being like, fuck you to that guy that said that Chris Pratt's never going to be on there.
Yeah. You just keep showing up. And then whatever that definition of success looks like for you, you should write it down. Look at it every day.
Oh,
Words of affirmation are really big.
Yes, they are.
You got to tell yourself. No one else is like coming in to tell you.
I've had so many people like slide up on my Instagram story the last like few weeks and been like, I am in on this movement.
Yeah.
And I part of me wants to like recruit people to tag him.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that'll be a waste of time, but like people are like, I'm invested in this. I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, then if you're invested, then what if you tagged him every morning also?
But like, that's literally my job. People become so invested in what I share that they're like, okay, now tell me about it, whether it's the product or the business.
Yeah.
But like, you're a case in point of like how consistently doing one thing every day brings a following.
Yeah.
It's literally like, it's not weird. Rocket science.
No. And what's funny about it is people will slide up and be like, praying for it, bro, praying for it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is ultimately, I started doing it because I was like, I like Chris Pratt. I'd like to interview him.
Who wouldn't?
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
And people are like following it like it's a damn TV show.
Yeah.
They're like, I can't wait to see if this happens or not.
Yeah.
And I keep telling myself like, well, when it happens, because he will be sitting in here with me. And maybe not physically. It might be remote. But
if it is physically, I might have to accidentally on purpose be here that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to make sure everything goes safe.
Jesus. If he one day responded and said, oh, for sure. Like just right there.
Just right there. Yeah.
If for some reason he responded one day and was like, hey, I'm actually in Atlanta filming something.
Yeah.
I can take an afternoon.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
I can take 20 minutes.
Fine.
Give me 5. Yeah.
I'll take 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You'll see the episode Meet Chris Pratt, and it's a 5-minute clip. It's just 5-minute interview.
Yeah.
Even if he gave me one question to ask him.
Ooh, what would you ask him?
What's it like to be Chris Pratt?
I bet he would have a fun answer to that.
I bet.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find my in. I'd love to get him. And then the other day I was like,
you should DM him, not just keep tagging him. You should shoot your shot in DMs.
Hey, buddy, I've tagged you every single day for the last 75 days. I'd love for you to be on my podcast.
Yep.
And even if you don't see this.
For one question.
Yeah. And the other day I thought, who would I try to get after him?
Oh.
I have a few people in mind.
Okay.
Blake Shelton would be a fun one.
Oh, he would be fun.
I'd love to get Post Malone, but Post Malone is almost, I think, maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe I got it backwards. But I feel like in probability of happening.
Yeah.
I feel like Chris Pratt is more realistic than Post Malone.
Really?
At this point, only because Post Malone seems like he's on the top of everything right now.
He's on a good
Like when those Guardians of the Galaxy movies were coming out and the Jurassic World movies were coming out, Chris Pratt was on top of everything. But
he's
now,
like a low profile right now.
Right now. He's not doing much right now.
Yeah.
He's probably filming other shit,
yeah,
but it's
I'm
just
sure
not
like next year.
Not like franchises or something.
Right.
So like I feel like I could just be like, hey man.
You should start DMing.
I might DM him.
What do you have to lose at this point?
Because surely somebody from his team is seeing that, right? He's not going to see it.
I wouldn't imagine he's checking his DMs.
I wouldn't think so.
Or tags. He's probably tagged in
50 million things a day.
50 million things a day, yeah.
Which to a level is kind of discouraging. of like,
True. Yeah.
I'm tagging him every day, but who else is tagging him every day?
1 million people.
Yeah.
Probably literally.
How many people have Chris Pratt fan accounts or
Right.
Jurassic Park fan accounts, and they're
Yes.
tagging him every
Or
single
every time
day?
they go ride Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah,
at Disney
Disney,
World,
they
they're
tag
like,
him.
yeah, you don't know.
You don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like,
Well, even my 2 reels that have popped off, like my phone is constantly sending me an Instagram like update, and I'm like, if I were
Does
an
it-
inkling of famous, I would have to just turn that off.
yeah,
It is insane.
it's distracting.
It's very distracting. Yeah.
Is it your reel's getting more attention than it usually does?
That one, but then like so and so liked it, so and so like I get a notification of that, or like when I get a new follower, I've gotten like, which is crazy if you think about it in a numbers way, it's like over 10 million views, and I've gotten like 600 followers.
That's insane.
Yeah,
but also,
but then it
very little.
That's
right?
my point, right?
Is like you could have something pop off, but like so, like okay, so what happens if I get Chris Pratt on my podcast? If he doesn't share it, nobody will see it. Just the people that listen every day.
True.
That's the thing is like every single time, like I used to just, when I interviewed people, I would just be like, I'm just happy you came on the show. I'm just so happy you're here. But nowadays I'm like, I need you to share it. I'm going to tag you in a bunch of shit. I need you to share it.
Yeah.
That's the
whole point.
Not to like put myself on a pedestal or anything, but like, I feel like, especially with like business owners and stuff like that, I'm like, I'm giving you a platform to discuss literally anything you want.
It's a barter of
right. I'll give you
exposure.
a spotlight for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You just share your experience on your story.
Right.
Here's a link to share.
Yeah.
Every morning I do.
And like the fact that like that's just not like understood.
And it's not.
Wild, but yeah.
But there's also a ton of people out there that believe, especially influencers. There's a lot of influencers out there, I feel like, that think they're better than everyday people.
Oh, I do agree.
There's like somebody that maybe has, let's just say 15,000 followers.
Yes.
Like that girl might think she's better than me.
Probably does.
Probably does.
Yeah.
Like there's this one girl I'd love to get on the show. She's kind of an influencer. Her name is Hannah Montoya.
Okay.
She works for Barstool Sports.
Yeah.
And she just is like an internet. If I'm honest, I don't even know why she's an influencer. She just is.
Yeah.
She has maybe 500,000 Instagram followers. But like, she thinks she's better than me. But she still reports to an internship every day. She has a job.
Oh.
And I'm like,
maybe she doesn't think she's better than you then, if she still reports to something.
I feel like maybe in hindsight, I should have, in terms of tagging someone every single day to be on my show, I should have maybe started with like a D-list celebrity.
Yeah, you really went high.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I should have gotten like the guy who plays the villain in every movie that nobody knows his name.
Yeah.
But we all know what he looks like. We can see him. He's like Russian. He's like bald. Everyone knows him.
Yeah.
I should have started with that guy and then been like, all right, now I need to get like a producer, and now I need to get like a writer.
Just go big.
Shoot for the stars.
Why not?
Because if Chris Pratt does it and Chris Pratt shares it,
yeah.
What celebrity might be like, oh, that's really cool. Chris Pratt did a show for just some guy. I'll do it.
You never know.
Who do I get next? Oh. I'd like Blake Shelton. I'd love Post Malone. I'd love to get like Shaquille O'Neal.
I've heard he's so nice. And,
I've heard that too.
He lives around here too. And at Christmas, he'll go and like pay off layaways and stuff at Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many people I'd love to talk to, but we'll get there.
Yeah, you'll get there.
I'm only 26, 28.
Oh.
Wow. I forgot how old I was for a second.
10-year. I just turned 38.
Wow. Look at us.
That's I know. Wild out here.
Isn't it?
I know. Yes.
So where are we? Are you, we didn't plan much today.
We did not come in here with a single thing.
How long do you think we've been going? I can see.
Hour and a half?
Yeah, hour and a half on the dot.
Boom, boom, boom. Got it. Nailed it.
So we're just kind of, I did do this. So you remember how last time.
Yeah, you closed with questions.
I closed with questions.
I literally on the way here, I was like, is he going to ask me the same questions?
No.
Okay.
I have. So as I told you when I did your interview, and I tell a lot of people, is over time, the questions evolve.
I love that.
And like some of the questions I asked you, I don't even ask anymore.
Okay.
So I only have 4.
Okay.
But those 4 are questions I now ask that I didn't get to ask you.
Perfect.
So the first one is, what was your first job ever?
Hollister.
Hollister.
At the mall. $6.25 an hour. Yep.
6.25.
$6.25 an hour.
Wow.
I went to work for that.
Damn.
19.
What'd you do? Just like stock
Folded
and fold
clothes and spritzed perfume on mannequins and checked people out at the register and worked at the mall.
Very fun.
So great.
I think I already know the answer to this one, but
Okay.
What's your dream job? You're doing it.
Yes. Yeah. My dream job is to take this job further. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's my dream.
Next one. What was your first car?
A 1988 Honda Accord.
Wow.
Yep. And I had my Panama City Beach beads hanging from the rearview mirror.
Oh,
and
wow.
Fuzzy pink steering wheel cover.
No.
And this might be too old for you, but you would it had a system in it, which was so funny because it was such a hunk of junk car. But the previous owners, it was like he'd like jazzed it up for his daughter and like put in a system, so it would be like the doom, doom,
Oh, wow. So
like
the
everything
bass
would
was
rattle.
just thumping?
Yeah, and we would have to like pop out the. Were you around for that when you would have to like pop out your CD player when you left your car? It like had a face, and you would hit the little pop out button, and you would take the face off of your.
I didn't
CD
even know that was
player, and you would
possible.
put it in your purse so people wouldn't like steal it. Facts.
Wow.
See, like we just had to do things that other people didn't have to do. It was wild.
That is insane.
Yeah, but you had like a CD player, and you would just pop the face off and then like hide it or put it in your purse and like go in somewhere so that people didn't break into your car and steal your CD player. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, what a time.
That is a time. And then lastly, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
At the top. Yeah. I will be, the top of my company, helping, around the 20,000 mark people, living my days doing that, and maybe more stuff like this or speaking or sharing my story, helping as many people as possible in some way, shape, or form is the goal. And oh my God, Knox will be a senior in high school.
That's insane to think about. That man will be
going to college or doing whatever.
Doing
I don't
whatever he's
necessarily
going to do.
know about
Yeah.
college, but he'll be like an adult in 10 years.
That's insane to think about.
I know. So hopefully, like making him proud every step along the way too. It would be like my internal goal. Showing him the world, showing him what's possible, showing him every single day that we don't quit. Like we just keep going for it and we just work really hard because nothing's handed to you, and things can be work on things that no one can take away from you. Like just be a good human being, positive, and help people is what I hope he learns from me in the next 10 years. And like resiliency.
I love all that.
Yeah, me too.
Well, this was fun.
Yes, as always.
We'll have to do it again.
Yeah.
Shout yourself out.
Okay, so you guys can follow me on the gram, Toneeka LC, which is my handle, Toneeka Culpepper on the Book of Face. And then all of my links, though, are in my Instagram handle. Yeah. So you can shop, or you can always get in my DMs about business or products or life, whatever, and I'll be there.
Look at that.
Unless you say you want to toy around with me. Then I'm not.
There you go.
Then I'm not answering
Bringing it full circle. Shout out to that guy. I hope he sees this.
Hope so.
Well, there you guys have it. I'll be sure to throw her links in the description so that they are easy to access for you to follow along. Also, in the bio, in the description, you'll see a couple of other things as well. One of them is the link to the Hammerhead Creations website. Hammerhead Creations is the parent company above Your Morning Drive, and Hammerhead provides affordable marketing solutions for small businesses. So that is what pays for the fun podcast stuff. So if you know anybody that needs small business marketing solutions, you can send them my way. There's also links to some companies that I do some brand affiliate stuff with, one of them being, of course, this hat, Cowboy
That I'll be
Revolution.
ordering.
There you go. I'll send you the link. Cowboy Revolution Apparel Company. They're a great company. They are a veteran-owned business. They're super, super patriotic, and they love our troops. They just love America. Exactly. So check them out. You've probably, if you were like me and you saw every other TikTok was an
Literally
ad for
was
one
an
of
ad
these
for one of
things.
those hats, yeah.
And it's a great hat. I love it. Also, Frost Buddy. Frost Buddy is really cool. It's like one of those insulated drink coolers that holds any kind of can,
Love
no
it.
matter the size, slim, tall, fat, short. Those are amazing. It's my go-to pool thing because no matter what kind of drink I grab, it'll fit and it'll be insulated and cold. And then lastly, Dubby Energy. That's an energy drink brand and like protein powder, very good stuff. And all those links and coupon codes and all this stuff is in the description. So be sure to check those out as well.
And you can put the LumiSpa link in your thing.
Yeah, there you go.
Your guys can get it for their wife.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Like I said at the top, don't forget to share this with a friend, a family member, a coworker.
5 friends.
5 friends. Let's start there. Let's start doing that. Why one friend?
No,
5 friends.
Because we're going to beat our last record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it. At the very beginning, I wanted to say something like most sequels aren't as good as the first.
I know.
But
dang, I hope it is.
But this one was really good.
I think so too.
Because of it was natural.
Yeah, it was very like
there were no questions. There were questions, but they were born out of conversation.
Correct, right.
I love that.
Yep, me too.
I love that so much. Subscribe, rate, review on all the platforms that you consume the show on. And that'll do it. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Later, Gators.